Hello everyone, we are greeting you from the historic Araneta Coliseum as we get set to open a brand new chapter in the continuing rivalry between the two teams that faced off in the finals for the past 4 years. And after 23 matches in the women's volleyball tournament today, we will all become witnesses to the first match between Ateneo de Manila University and De La Salle University in UAAP Season 78. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtutok ngayon sa ABS-CBN Sports and Action. You can also watch this live in high definition on Sky Cable Channel 166 at nais din po namin batiin ang lahat ng ating mga kababayan na nanonood mula sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo sa pamamagitan ng The Filipino Channel. And you can also watch this via live streaming on sports.abs-cbn.com. It is the De La Salle University Lady Spikers versus the Ateneo Lady Eagles, the two-time defending champions for the first time dito sa Season 78 ng UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament. Mabuhay Pilipinas! Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Anton Rojas, and beside me is a 3-time UAAP champion and 2-time UAAP best setter, Doc Ian Laurel. And at courtside to complete our broadcast, makakasama natin si Janine Choi reporting for De La Salle University and Laura Lehman reporting for Ateneo de Manila University. It's great to see you girls, and abangan namin ni Doc Ian ang inyong mga updates at courtside. Doc Ian, unang pagharap ng Ateneo at Lasalle dito sa Women's Volleyball Tournament at sold out ang ating tickets para sa laban ngayon.
Well, sabi nga natin, alam mo, a lot of people have been watching out for this one. It's the first time that these two teams will meet up in Season 78. And of course, if you look back, ang daming masyadong storyline itong game na to. And when we were asked the question, ano tingin nyo lamang ng isang team sa kabila? That's a very hard question, and we'll have a better answer for you after this game. But we're gonna talk about some important details, some important facts as we go along the game.
Well, sa puntong ito, Doc Ian, Ateneo coming into this match winning 24 straight matches in the UAAP, 6-0 right now in the team standings. Pero ang Lasalle nagising matapos matalo sa unang pagkakataon ngayong season kontra sa NU. They won their last 2 matches in straight sets.
That's right. Let's look at the team standings right now, Anton. And alam mo, ang importante dito, yung number 1, because right now, Ateneo still in that spot, still unbeaten. And the implications of that, Anton, if we move into the second round, yung step-ladder format. But of course, itong De La Salle following them at 4-1. NU 3-2. FU Lady Tamaros 3-3. All of them, of course, want to give that first loss to Ateneo. But lahat sila had their chances, Anton, in the first round. It is now only De La Salle who still can have that distinction of giving Ateneo their first loss here in Season 78.
It's been a while since Ateneo last lost in the UAAP. March 8, 2014, game number 2 of the UAAP Season 76 Women's Volleyball Finals. And that match happened right here sa Araneta Coliseum.
Yeah, nice for you to remember that. And sabi nga natin, matagal-tagal na itong winning streak ng Ateneo. And the confidence, obviously, it's there. But De La Salle, remember, they have Aragalang with them now. It's a different De La Salle that we saw in the finals. That could be a game changer for me.
Ngayon, Doc Ian, binanggit mo ang mga numero na makikita natin dito. In 5 out of the 6 statistical categories, lamang ang Lasalle kontra sa Ateneo.
Makikita mo yung rank, no? Dun sa spiking, yan yung first department natin. Number 2 ang De La Salle with 35.1. Itong Ateneo, number 1, 41.6. So, yan lang yung department na lamang ang Ateneo. When you talk about the defensive aspects, blocks, service aces, digs, running sets, and reception, kita mo ang rank ng De La Salle, number 1. Ang Ateneo, may number 3 sila dyan, may number 2, they also have a number 7, and also number 2. So if you talk about consistency in all departments, of course, De La Salle, on paper, would have the advantage. But scoring-wise, hawak ng Ateneo yan. Also ranked second in aces per set and running sets per set, and also in reception efficiency. So, some of you might say that these numbers, wala nang ibig sabihin yan if it's an Ateneo Lasalle game, and you won't hear anything from me. I do agree if it's an Ateneo Lasalle game on the line.
Majoy Baron and the DLSU Lady Spikers are warming up and getting ready to face Gia Morado and the Ateneo Lady Eagles. And when we come back, pag-usapan natin ang mga naging huling laro ng dalawang kupunan na ito. Huwag po kayong aalis, manatili po kayong nakatutok dito lang sa ABS-CBN Sports and Action. Muli po, nagbabalik ang aming live and exclusive ABS-CBN sports coverage ng UAAP Season 78. Anton Rojas kasama si Doc Ian Laurel. Pag-usapan natin, Doc Ian, ang nangyari. So, uling bakbakan ng De La Salle University. They played 6 days ago against the University of the East, and it was a dominating performance for the girls from Taft Avenue.
You mentioned it earlier, Anton, nakapahinga to ng 6 days ng De La Salle team. But before that, they of course battled UE. And in this win, we saw a very, very dominating performance by the Lady Spikers. 3-set win, kuwang-kuha na nito. Medyo manadalian sila against UE. And UE, as you saw, scrambling all over the floor. Attacks of Reyes were very evident in this game. I think she was the highest scorer. We're going to look at that later. But more importantly, this was a match. This was a win that De La Salle needed going into this Ateneo match. Let's look at the numbers from this match. Again, this is a 3-set win from De La Salle. 25-10 in the first, 25-13 in the second, and 25-21 in the third. Let's look at the departments. They dominated everything. 38-16 in spikes, 5-4 in blocks. Service aces, 7-1. That's a huge, huge lead there in that department. And opponents' errors a bit close, 25-23, Anton.
You mentioned the name of Mika Reyes. Yes, she did top score for Lasalle in that match with 10 points. Mika Reyes started playing volleyball at the age of 14. Her father, Manuelito, is 6 feet tall. Her mother, Amelita, is 5'7". Mika is 5'11", and it was actually her mother who told her to get into volleyball to use her height. And earlier today, Janine Choi was able to speak to Mika Reyes. Let's see what Mika's mindset is coming into this match against Ateneo today.
Anton and Ian, I'm here now with Mika Reyes. So Mika, sabihin mo naman sa amin, what's the mood of the team coming up against the two-time defending champions?
We're really excited today. Siyempre, kahit sino namang taong tatanungin mo ngayon, ito yung isa sa mga pinakaabangan nilang game sa league na to.
So tell us, did the team do anything special to adjust to today's game?
For us, wala naman. Kasi sa amin talaga, wala kaming pinipili na kalaban. For each and every opponent na kalaban namin, nire-respeto namin sila. So, same pa kondisyon and same preparation.
Thank you, Mika, at good luck sa game niyo mamaya. There you have it, Mika Reyes. Back to you, Anton and Ian.
Mika Reyes now playing in her final season para sa De La Salle University, a two-time UAAP champion, but of course she wants to graduate as a champion. Ito ang kanyang mga numero sa kanilang laban kontra sa UE.
Against UE, she had 10 points, 9 from spikes, and 1 for service ace. She was the number 2 scorer for De La Salle in that game, or for this first round. 10.6 points per game. Ang ganda nito, double-digit performance, good support for the rest of the attackers of Lasalle. 7.6 from spikes, 2.2 from the blocks, and almost 1 ace per game. Itong averages ni Mika Reyes so far here in the first round.
This is also a career high for Mika Reyes in terms of numbers, averaging 10.6 points per match. And when we come back, pag-uusapan naman natin ang kabilang panig, the Ateneo Lady Eagles, the two-time defending champions, when we return right here on ABS-CBN Sports and Action. It's been a very busy week for the two-time defending champions Ateneo Lady Eagles. They are actually about to play in their third match in a week.
That's true.
And they last saw action last Wednesday also against the University of the East.
That's right. We're gonna see this game. Ito nga, sabi natin, they won it also in 3 sets. But more importantly, Anton, in this match, nagamit ni Coach Tai lahat ng players niya except for Tajima. And again, he was looking ahead. He was looking at this match against De La Salle. He might feel na kakailanganin niya itong bench niya. And they say that Ateneo has a deeper bench. But we'll see what happens. But more importantly, again, they got that W against UE. Makikita natin tong match na to. Again, it was a 3-set win. We're gonna see the first set na nakuha din ng Ateneo. And sabi nga natin, Anton, if itong calendar ng Ateneo, very, very busy itong week na ito. At hindi pa matatapos dito. They still have another tough one coming up this coming week, and that's gonna be against USC. But let's look first at this game against UE. In that first set, they won it. 25-12, dominating that first set. 25-10 in that second, and 25-10 as well in the third. We're gonna see the department Kita mo naman, ang laki. Yung opensa ng Ateneo, talagang napakalakas. 41-8 in spikes lamang. 6-1 in blocks, 7-1 service aces. Opponents errors, dikit tayo dyan sa department na yan. 21 for Ateneo and 22 for UE.
Well, just like Mika Reyes in their last match against UE, Eliza Valdez also had 10 points in their match against the Lady Warriors. Eliza Valdez, a native from San Juan, Batangas, the only girl in a group of 4 children, and Eliza Valdez found sisters here in the sport of volleyball, and her current sisters are the Ateneo Lady Eagles. And earlier today, Laura Lehman was able to speak to Eliza Valdez. Let's hear what she had to say.
Once again, I'm here with none other than Eliza Valdez. Now, Lai, you guys are on a winning streak this season, and actually, you haven't lost a game since season 76. So, does that add pressure to the way that you play?
Definitely, lagi namang andun yung pressure. Si Coach tayo lang, the coaches, the admin would always say to us na just play, enjoy the game. And we hope na the winning streak, sana magbigay siya sa amin ng confidence sa team as an individual also. But then, we want that pressure also to be our motivation and extra challenge for us to do better and play as a team.
Okay, and tell us, Lai, how different is an Ateneo Lasalle game compared to all your other matchups?
What do you think, Lau?
Grabe! Grabe! Siya daw yung interviewer.
Iba naman din talaga. Every game, it's really different. Every game, every match. And if it's Ateneo Lasalle, mas madami ring involved. And syempre, iba din yung may rivalry talaga. So, but as much as iba yung feeling, Coach Tai wants us to stay focused, stay calm, and meditate. Para we have to treat na yung every game na katulad ng big game na every game na pinupuntahan namin dito sa UAAP.
Alright, thank you, Lai. You heard it. Stay calm and meditate. Back to you, Anton and Ian.
That was in a very joyful mood with Eliza Valdez, as always. And the Lady Phenom has been averaging 17 points per match here in her 5th and final season for the Blue and White.
Look at that, 17 points per game, 14 from spikes, almost half a block a game, 2 service aces, and 1.42 digs per set. And more importantly dito, Anton, yung tibay dun sa crucial stretches of each set, dun nakaka-point si Eliza, no? So it's really up to her how to lead this team, give her the confidence for the young ones, and of course that team up with Gia Morado, so crucial. Ako tingin ko dito, Anton, and nakausap ko yung ating mga coaches, very crucial dito yung first set. You know, just like any other match, this one is no different. Kung sino ang makakapag-set ng pace or who will be able to dictate the tempo in the first set has a huge advantage in winning this match, Anton.
Doc Ian, binanggit mo ang pangalan ni Gia Morado. Gia Morado is the reigning best setter of the UAAP, and she will be matched up against the best setter of the league 2 seasons ago. And a lot has been said about this matchup today. The matchup between the setters, Fajardo and Morado.
That's right. Alam mo, napakalaking bagay kasi ng role ng setter, Anton. No? They dictate what's gonna happen in their offense. Every play has to go through the setters. Kim Fajardo, of course, for De La Salle, right now is number 1 in the UAAP with 6.2 points per game. That's high for a setter. 8.65 running sets per game. Gia Morado, our reigning best setter from last year, has 3.7 points per game and 7.79. Hindi naman nagkataon. Siya naman ang second in the UAP. So the role that these two girls will play in today's match, very important. You've got the best of the best here in the UAP. You've got the veteran. You've got also a young player in Gia Morado. Almost the same numbers, winning both championships for their schools. And pareho na yan naging best setter dito sa UAP. So this is another matchup that should really be interesting, Anton.
They're like 2 grandmasters at chess trying to outwit each other, and we will find out who will have the better showing in today's matchup. The first round meeting between Ateneo Lasalle here in season 78 of the UAP. Coach Ramil De Jesus, an 8-time champion, coaching in his 281st match in the UAP. And he will be matched up against Coach Tai Bundit, figuring in just his 38th UAAP match, but he is a two-time champion.
Back-to-back.
We'll have this one for you when we come back, only here On ABS-CBN Sports in Action, it is Ateneo and Lasalle here in Season 78 of the UAAP. Inyo pong natutunghayan ang jam-packed Araneta Coliseum dito sa Cubao, Quezon City para sa unang paghaharap ng Lasalle at Ateneo dito sa Women's Volleyball Tournament ng Season 78 ng UAAP. The last time these two teams played each other, March 14, 2015 at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City. And Ateneo Lasalle, it's always a spectacle.
Grabe, if we were here, guys, you'd see what we're talking about, no? Pero kita natin, meron tayong isang eagle dito sa loob, Blue Eagle at that. And like what you said, these two teams have a rich history, have been rivals for a long, long time. And itong volleyball is no exception, Anton.
And we are about to get underway. Let's meet the starters for both squads.
From the big dome, the smart Araneta Coliseum on ABS-CBN Sports in Action, we present the matchup you've been waiting for. The first clash of the biggest rivals ever in Philippine sports. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lasalle Ateneo Women's Episode 1 in your Season 78 of the UAAP. Officiating match number 24, our first referee, Erlindo Eusebio, National Referee. Our second referee, Yu Benosa, International Referee. Now, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise as we introduce your De La Salle Lady Spikers. Number 11, Kim T. Number 15, Tim Tiamson. Number 10, Machoy Paron. Number 9, Team Captain Kim Fajardo. Number 8, Aaron Galang. Number 3, Mika Reyes. Their libero is number 5, Don Macantili. And the head coach of the Lady Spikers, Ramil De Jesus. And now on your feet as we present the reigning and defending two-time champions, Ateneo Canada. Number 17, Maddie Mataya. Number 14, Bea Deon. Number 15, Joanna Malaginot. Number 12, Tria Morado. Number 16, Amy Ahambino. Number 2, Team Captain, Alyssa Valdez. The libero, number 6, Jamie La Victoria. And the head coach of the Lady Eagles, Anusor Tai Punde. It's Lasalle Ateneo.
Everybody is pumped up for this first round meeting between Ateneo and Lasalle in the Women's Volleyball Tournament for Season 78 of the UAAP. Starting lineups for both squads, the defending champions, going with Gio Morado, Jamie La Victoria starting in her 4th straight match. Eliza Valdez, the 2-time MVP. Joanna Maraguinot, Bea De Leon, Maddie Madayag, and last year's finals MVP, Amy Ahumiro. Para naman sa kuburan ni Coach Ramil De Jesus, may pagbabago. Kim D is starting for the first time this season, and she will be joining Kim Fajardo, Don Macandili, Ara Galang, Majoy Baron, and Tintin Tiamzon.
Who's really new to this. And she gets the first reception. Poor reception is going to be a free ball for the Lady Eagles.
Morado to a running Maddie Madayag, who goes down the line.
That's the play that they wanted. Maddie Madayag has perfect, that she has already patented that running spike. Napakaganda after a broken play of Lasalle. A free ball given to Ateneo, they score.
And Maddie Madayag is actually #1 right now in terms of spiking with a success rate of 45.4. That hit by Galang went straight to the net. That's another point for Ateneo.
You've got Madayag and Morado giving Galang a lot of problems. This is going outside.
Too strong on that serve by Joanna Maraguinot. And now, let's get an update on the Lasalle side. Pakinggan natin si Janine Choi. Janine?
Anton and Ian, I spoke to Coach Ramil De Jesus about Ateneo's unbeaten record, and he told me that they do not really look at the standings, but rather they focus more on the team's individual performance. Sinabi niya kung Ateneo #1 sila sa atake at mababa sila doon. Sinusubukan nilang mag-work on sa atake nila para maging magkapantay sila. Moving on, Anton and Ian, Coach Ramil also encouraged his players. In fact, he told them earlier, excellent naman talaga ang performance ng Ateneo. Pero hindi ka kasi pwedeng pumasok ng court na tingin mong dehado ka kaagad. Kailangan na kapag papasok ka sa court, may mentality ka na kaya namin to. Balik sa inyo, Anton at Ian.
At yun ang mentality na pinakita ng kanyang kubaran in the last 2 matches, not dropping a set. Pero napakainit ng simula ng kubaran ni Coach Ty Bundit ngayon, 4-1
and these
ang
are
ating talaan.
Yeah, and Anton, these are courtesy of De La Salle errors. Yung over-reception na yun. Of course, Bea De Leon taking full advantage of that free ball.
De La Salle University averaging 25.2 errors per match, but another service error there from the Ateneo side na nag-average naman ng 21 errors per match.
This is another stat, Anton, that we should watch out for. No? Alam naman natin, these kinds of games, the adrenaline is pumping, the excitement is there, the pressure is there. So yung team na mag-commit ng fewer errors will have a very, very good chance.
Valdez, her drop ball does not work. It is propped up by Fajardo. Ball ends up the way of Galang, and Bea De Leon hits it up top. Does not get the check ball. That's a point for Lasalle. And now let's go to the Ateneo side and hear from Laura Lima.
Anton and Ian, this is Ateneo's 3rd game in only 1 week, and one would expect them to be tired or fatigued, but then again, it's Ateneo Lasalle, and this is simply not the case. In fact, the girls are so hyped up and so pressured that Coach Ty had to make an extra effort to calm them down. Last Thursday, during practice, they spent their time playing dodgeball, or rather Coach Ty's version of dodgeball, where the girls got to throw volleyballs at him with no punishment. He simply wanted them to relax, and they even had a hearty team lunch right here in Gateway Mall before the game. Back to you, Anton and Ian.
Thank you very much, Laura. Well, Coach Ty trying to keep things light as we see the 3rd service error committed by Ateneo. Now, looking at the schedule, Doc Ian, this is actually the last match in the first round for Ateneo. It is Lasalle who will be playing USD.
That's true, that's
on
true.
Wednesday. So after going down 4-1, nakahabol ang De La Salle University. They're now down by just 1. Macandili pops it up. Fajardo, quick attack for Mika Reyes, who delivers the goods for the Lady Spikers.
Again, display, Mika Reyes, since last game against UE, top scoring for De La Salle. That middle attack of hers is very, very crucial, Anton, if she wants to open out the outside hitters such as Aragalang and Tiamzon.
Mika Reyes playing in her best year in terms of the numbers, averaging 10.6 points per match. Kim D played in the last 2 matches of Lasalle and played well as Amy Ahumiro is able to get on the board via that southpaw spike.
So tough, Amy Ahumiro. And this doesn't show up in the stat sheet. Yung toughness ni Amy Ahumiro on the floor whenever they need the point. whenever they need the energy, that is provided by Amy Ahumiro.
Ahumiro has been flying under the radar so far here in Season 78 of the UAAP. Drop ball by Mika Reyes is popped up by La Victoria. Maraginot is denied. It goes out. That's a point for Ateneo.
Very smart play. It doesn't have to be always those strong hits. It could be those off-the-block hits and gets you the point just the same. Look at this. Targeting the outside arm of Kim D and getting the point off the block.
Maraginot top scored for Ateneo in their last match against UE with 12 points. Galang from the back row. La Victoria was
Nice
there.
by La Victoria.
Morado with a back set to Amy Ahumiro. She runs into the net. That's a point for Lasalle.
Nice play there from Fajardo, giving it to the back row dito kay Aragalang. Good defense by Don Macandili. Also, we'll talk about the matchup of the two liberos in a while. Anton, itong si Don Macandili so far really has done a good job. Excellent job here in the first round.
You're right, Doc Ian. She's number 1 right now in the best digger rankings. But La Victoria is number 1 in best receiver.
Maraginot from the outside, splitting the block. Mika Reyes was a bit late to close out the double block. Ang bilis. Look at Mika Reyes. Humabo na lang dun dumaan sa side niya.
Lamang ang Ateneo 8-6 kontra sa Lasalle. Magbabalik po ang UAAP Season 78. You're looking at the sold-out Araneta Coliseum for the first round meeting between Ateneo and Lasalle here in Season 78 of the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament. Ateneo, despite committing already 3 service errors, they lead Lasalle 8-6 here in the first set.
Lamang pa rin sila. Nice reception from Kim D. From the back row, Aragalang off-speed, dug up by Eliza.
Joust at the top, pumalog ang net.
Lifting violation. That was set up very close to the net, Gia Morado. And look at that, tinulak na ni Maddie Maday because masyadong bababa yung bigay ni Gia.
And that's the first service error now for the Lasalle side. Pero nakakabawi ang Ateneo pagdating sa atake. They have 7 attack points. Lasalle only has 1.
Malayo agad, no? Pagdating sa attack points.
Ahumiro, 2-time champion, last year's finals MVP, playing in her last tour of duty for the Lady Eagles. Fajardo tosses that ball up for Galang. Came in with a lot of steam.
Wow!
And Aran Galang is able to get on the board.
And you can see that Coach Romil liked that play, and we've seen Aragalang attack from the back row more than about 4 or 5 times already in this match. Mukhang isa yan sa pinractice nila, Anton.
Aragalang only averaging 10.4 points per match so far this season. And let's see if that number will increase as we go along, as Valdez gets denied on that opportunity.
Excellent close out by Baron. Look at this block. She's gonna watch Eliza. They're gonna go up together and wave those hands together in the same direction. Baron gets that block against Valdez.
9-all now is our tally. And Tintin Tiamzon almost getting an ace right there. Ateneo able to recover in time. Fajardo, quick attack for Joy Baron. Nobody home from the Ateneo side.
She knew it. She knew it once she got that set. She had the edge over the Ateneo blockers. Look at this. She was already up in the air. Pocket pa lang yung blockers ng Ateneo. They were a split second too late. Baron gets that other point, another point, this time off the spike.
But Joy Baron, one of the most improved players ngayong season, as Maraginot goes cross-court. Too much juice on that hit. That's another point for Lasalle.
It was a good set from Morado, no? Kita mo, isang blocker lang yung kasabay ni Maraginot, but she overcooked it to the left.
Kim Fajardo, best setter 2 seasons ago, playing against her former teammate from UST, Eliza Valdez. And speaking of Valdez, she flies in from the back row. Tintin Tiamzon now, popped up
Nice coverage
by
by
Ahumiro. Morado to Maraginot, who scores again.
What a play from Maraginot from the outside, hitting it cross-court, avoiding the block. Nerves of steel here. Look at Amy's dive. Credit half of the point to Amy.
And Joanna Maraginot Will serve it up to start this rally. Fajardo!
Oh, what a play! The number 1 setter for season 7-8 gets her first point of the match.
And also the top scoring setter in the UAAP, Kim Fajardo, catching the Ateneo defense off guard on that opportunity. 12-10 ang ating talaan ngayon. Valdez receives that one. Valdez gets it back. Ball
Oh, regalo
up
kay
top, and Valdez reacts right away and finds the open spot on the back row.
You never do that to Eliza Valdez in the front. You never give her a free ball. Because every time you do, that's what's gonna happen. Sayang because it was already a return play for Lasalle.
And a sharp serve by Maddie Madayag, who tallies service ace number 16 here in season 7-8 of the UAAP. She is number 1 right now in terms of the best servers here in the league.
Excellent server.
Another sharp serve.
Ganda ng serve talaga.
And Don Macandili ang kanyang tinatarget sa kabilang panig. Macandili sends that ball high up into the air. Baron popped up by Maraginot. And Valdez is able to score again 1-on-1. And the Lady Phenom converts.
Against a single block. Lulusot at lulusot yan against Kim D. Valdez this time goes cross-court.
Kim D starting this match in favor of Carol Cerveza. Maraginot, quick attack for Bea De Leon.
Bea De Leon this time, the big quick, gives Ateneo a 2-point lead, 14-12. Ganda nitong play na to, Gia Morado, big quick play.
Lusot sa dalawang blockers, and Coach Ramil De Jesus calls for time.
I like this timeout by Coach Ramil. Didn't wait for the second technical timeout. Pakinggan natin.
Huwag tayo magmadali ng free ball, ha? Sabi sa inyo, huwag tayo magpapakuha ng isda at isa doon. Huwag maaari, okay? So, tingnan lang na mabuti. Pag nagpakita ka na dito, isang step ka na kagad kaya na. Mag-wave ka na rito, kukunin mo na. Si Valdez sa papantayin natin, wala na iba kung siya. So, mag-go tayo sa kanya. Ganyan yan. Arang ka, sa front line ka, kunin mo na yung quick kung hanggat ka. Pag ka nag-go ng perfect receive, kunin mo yung quick. Okay? Doon ka sa dalawa.
Coach Ramil De Jesus coaching in his 18th season, 15 finals appearances, 8 championships, and 7 second-place finishes. And he wants to lead his team to victory again against the blue side today. 14-12 is our tally. Lady Eagles on top. Kim D approaches, hits, popped up by Maraginot. Morado! Her version of a drop ball, but Lasalle was able to recover on time.
Look at Macandili, that pancake dig of Macandili. She's number 1 right now. Look at what she does. Look at this. Great drop, but look at where Don gets that hand in between the floor and the ball, giving Ara another chance to attack, and it gets that point off the block. What a play.
Don Macandili, former best libero for De La Salle Zobel in the girls division, and the service ace right there from Joy Baron. 2 straight points para sa Lasalle.
Wow. This first set, Anton, how many lead changes have we had?
Ang tindi ng bakbakan. Another sharp serve by Baron. La Victoria saves it. It's a free ball for Lasalle. Fajardo sets it up high. And Kim D flies in for the kill. Coach Ramil De Jesus is clapping his hands.
Yes, showing emotion early on in this game, Anton.
He is liking what he is seeing from his Lady Spikers.
Look at this play. Broken play after a poor reset service ace yan for Baron. That was the previous play, getting an ace in that one.
Baron will start this rally, but it ends right away as that ball went straight to the net. 15 all. Another deadlock here in what has been a heated first set in the
What a serve!
Napakatulis.
Grabe, service ace after service ace. Grabe tong first set natin.
Gia Morado doing damage from the service line and giving her squad a 16-15 lead. Let's take a look at the super sophomores from the two-time defending champions, Bea De Leon and Maddie Madayag, two 5'11" middle blockers.
These two, what a tandem, Anton, for Ateneo. 8.5 points per game for Bea, 9.3 points per game for Maddie. Yung dalawang yan, nagpapahirap ng buhay sa mga middle attackers ng Lasalle.
But the middle blockers and the attackers of Lasalle know how to avoid the block. And that's exactly what Mika Reyes did, going for a drop ball. We are tied again, 16-all dito sa first set.
Ara. For the serve that's into the net, these errors are costly for De La Salle.
17-16 now. Now both teams, Doki and have committed 3 service errors each. So,
add 1 to Ateneo. That's their 4th.
Bibigayan ng puntos dito after 3 service errors from Ateneo. Lasalle commits 3 of their own, and now Eliza Valdez overcooks that one.
It must be the energy that the venue has, the
adrenaline.
Oo.
Ramdam na ramdam ng ating mga manlalaro. At syempre tayong lahat na nakatutok ngayon dito sa napaka-exciting na bakbakan.
Jamzon gets denied.
Fajardo tries Reyes this time.
Back-to-back points for Mika.
Now we were told that Mika wala masyadong boses
Kanina. Mukhang meron eh. Sumisigaw na yun, Anton eh. That's clearly inside.
Almost a lucky break there for Kim D. La Victoria pops it up for Maraginot. Cross court does not work. Galang hits it from the back row. And Ana Galang is able to tally another point for Lasalle.
With a little help from the tape. Look at this. That gentle roll over the tape. So hard to predict where it's gonna go.
Did you see Ana's face as she saw that ball hit the floor?
Get one leg in. There's a hot song spiking. One far, no block, no block, one far, no block, huh? Relax, get one. Hot song, huh? One more day.
Coach Ty Bundit, in his 3rd season, a 2-time UAAP champion. His overall coaching record, Doc Ian, 35 wins and only 2 losses.
Those 2 losses, pinag-usapan natin kanina yan, Anton, ha?
Yung kanyang pinakaunang match ever in the UAAP against NU right here at the Araneta Coliseum, December 1, 2013. That was his first loss. And the second loss was Game 2 of the finals 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, Game 2 naman yun. Free ball!
Bea De Leon reacts right away, nahuli yung plano ni Kim Fajardo.
And you can see how aggressive these players are over at the net. Si Fajardo binalik, pero right and then, Bea De Leon with the block. Walang kumuha. Just a campfire on the side of De La Salle. Ara, beach volleyball style dig.
Jamzon trying to swipe it off the hands of the... Morphing into a spiker.
Yan yung sinasabi natin in the pre-game, Anton. Kim Fajardo, the #1 scoring setter. Look at that. Hindi na inantay na iset. Inatake agad. Some coaches would really be irritated with what she did, but not with a Kim Fajardo.
20-18 in favor of Lasalle. Here comes Morado, setting it up for Maraginot. Bounce it off the hands of Fajardo. A joust at the top. And Kim Fajardo beats Madayag on that joust.
That was a one-on-one play. Fajardo, who's about 4 inches shorter than Madayag.
Yes.
But upper body strength-wise, tignan natin. Look at that. Against 2 hands pa of Madayag, ha?
Fajardo is 5'7", Madayag is 5'11". And Lasalle playing with a lot of energy and focus right here in this match.
Good serve there. Running spike. Yan ang gusto ni Madayag. That's what she wants. That's a set that she loves.
That has become the specialty of the house for Maddie Madayan here in season 78 of the UAAP.
Good at avoiding the block, hitting it down the line. Mika Reyes went in too soon. That's why she wasn't able to defend.
A missed hit there by Tiamzon. Now Coach Ramil wants to talk things over. Pakinggan natin to.
Hiwalay na hiwalay yung posisyon ni Tintin kanina. Pasa tayo, kailan natin pumasa. Okay? Pigilin na natin to, lalayo tayo ha? Isang receive lang tayo. Pag ang magdadrop ka, hindi pwede mabagal yung drop mo. Basang-basa yan, pinaalam mo, bantay na yan. Pinag-aralan nila mabuti yan. Kung magdadrop ka, mabilis yung drop mo. Okay? Okay ha? Isang receive muna tayo ha?
Remember what we mentioned, Anton, how important this first set is to dictate the pace, to dictate the tempo of this match. So crucial for these two teams.
And the last time Ateneo lost a first set was back in March 8th against Lasalle right here at the Araneta Coliseum. That was also game number 2 of the finals. The last time Ateneo lost.
Yeah, and look at what that timeout did by Coach Ramil. He was able to ice Amy Ahomiro, now a service error. Already 5 service errors for Ateneo. And I'm just amazed at you, Anton, how you remember all these things. This trivia.
Cindy Basilio, who was Kim Fajardo's partner when they won the beach volleyball tournament this season, has checked into the match for the first time. Morado chooses Maraginot, who pounds it off the hands of the blockers. Macandini pops it up. Galang popped up by Maraginot. Morado tosses it high up into the air for a flying Valdez.
There's a net touch on Majoy Baron. And these errors over at the net, just like service errors, are just 3 points you give to your opponent. That was inside though, so didn't matter.
Kim Hekiliana.
She does get to go in for service chores for Ateneo to replace Maraginot.
She has played in the last 5 matches for Ateneo after not playing in the first match this season. Fajardo setting it up for Galang. Equiliano was there. Valdez, drop ball. Goes back to the Ateneo side. Morado back to Valdez. Popped up by Tiamzon. Fajardo to Baron. Equiliano was there. They go back to Valdez.
Outside, good read by Tiamzon. Demisio. Look at how fired up Demisio is. She didn't do anything. She just made the right decision. Let that ball go. Felt as good as a spike, Anton.
Sid Demisio injured her left shin before the season. Did not play in the first 2 matches, but great read by her.
Yes.
Fajardo serving it up. Morado had to hustle for that. Valdez, that one straight to the net. La Victoria keeps it alive. Valdez, second serving. Still no go. Galang, free ball for the Ateneo side. Morado to Valdez.
Whoa, nice.
Really?
Nice from Don.
Longest rally of the match. Galang goes cross court. And Lasalle University on the verge of taking the first set.
Anton, the green side of the Araneta just up on their feet after that point from the former MVP, Aragalan.
Ateneo in danger of losing the first set for the first time since March 8th as we see hashtag L8Den. LA Revilla and Den Lazaro in the house. Den Lazaro kasama rin natin.
Yeah.
Yan isa sa mga analysts dito sa ABS-CBN Sports in Action. 2-time champion.
Set point ito, no? Anton Kim Fajardo, one of our better servers in the league. Let's see. And that's another effect that the timeout had on the server. Coach Taibon did, calling that timeout to ice Kim Fajardo. Crucial stretch here.
Adi Madayag. That was the net! And Ateneo loses the first set.
Ateneo had 6 service errors and none more painful than that last one by Maddie Maday, who actually is a very, very good server, Anton.
So Ateneo losing the first set for the first time since March 8th in UAAP Season 76. Tignan natin, kumakabangon ng Lady Eagles sa aming pagbabalik dito lang sa ABS-CBN Sports in Action. Lasalle taking set number 1 against Ateneo 25-22. Silipin natin ang mga numero ng set number 1.
Right, attack points. Ateneo had even the lead, no? 14 against 12. Blocking itong nag-control ng pace for the first set. 1-0 service aces, lamang pang UAP. But errors, Anton. 11 free points Ateneo gave Lasalle, and Lasalle doing a good job in limiting it to only 6. Out of those 11 points or errors, Anton, 6 came out of the serve. So nothing invaluable will give you easier points than a service error by your opponent. So that was a huge stat that itong De La Salle really took advantage of.
Thank you once again for joining us on ABS-CBN Sports in Action. Anton Rojas alongside Doc Ian Laurel. We also have Laura Lehman and Janine Choi reporting for Ateneo and Lasalle respectively. Hello to everybody watching from Dubai and Imus Cavite. Wherever you are, maraming salamat po. At ating kasamang si Christian Luanzon.
Chris,
nanonood ngayon. Thank you so much to the former USD King Tiger. Has 2 straight points for De La Salle University here to start set number 2.
sa susunod daw, manunood na dito si Chris. Sasama na sa atin dito si Chris. Of course, si Coach Miko ng San Pedro Community Volleyball Club also watching. And also, sabi nga natin, all over the country, Anton, Visayas, Mindanao, they're really tuned in right now to watch this exciting game between Ateneo and Lasalle.
Speaking of Ateneo, let's get an update at courtside with Laura Lehman. Lau?
Anton and Ian, things are neck and neck, but Coach Tai doesn't like it when the girls think too much during the game. In the huddle, he asked them to clear their thoughts and play happily as if they don't know anything. But of course, being at Ateneo Lasalle, extra preparations had to be made. This week, the girls have been playing tune-up games with former players of the Ateneo men's team. They're preparing themselves defensively, especially considering the depth of Lasalle's bench. The girls also had extra on-court training in the morning, which they would usually dedicate to physical jogging.
Thank you very much, Lau, for that update. Coach Tai calling an early timeout. Let's listen in.
Relax.
Enjoy lang. Anong shake gusto mo? Ano yun mo? Suka?
Let's team na. Relax ha.
We got it.
Alright, get 1 point and 5 ha. Back low. Go there.
Coach Tai, the girls from Ateneo, if you just tuned in and just saw that timeout, you wouldn't believe the score. Na 0-4, no? Parang ang saya-saya nila. But actually, they're starting this second set in the worst possible way, being down 0-4. No? Pero kita mo sa timeout, they just wanted to relax, tell them that everything's in control. And tignan natin what this timeout brings to them.
Eliza Valdez trying to penetrate the block, that very solid wall of the girls from Taft Avenue.
Grabe yung block. This was a solid block. Isang 6'1 at isang 6'2 na player just ganging up on the MVP.
And that's the adjustment. Part of the adjustment that Coach Ramil De Jesus made. Pinasok niya si Kimby in favor of Carol Cerveza as Lasalle leads 6-0. The average height of Lasalle starters, not including the libero, dahil pinasok ni Coach Ramil si Kim D for Cerveza, 5'9".
Wow.
For the Ateneo side, 5'8 and a half. So tumangkad yung Lasalle.
Another one, this one by Majoy Baron. And Eliza Valdez can't get anything across the net at this point, Anton.
7-0 for De La Salle University here in set number 2.
What a second set start after winning that first set.
Service ace. Ateneo having problems with their reception here as Kim Fajardo gives Lasalle an 8-0 advantage here in set number 2. Well, we've been talking about the height of De La Salle University, the tallest team, the tallest starters in the UAAP, and this is the numbers that Macandili and Galang put up in terms of the floor defense.
Look at that, 2.76 digs per set. Number 1 in the UAP, number 2 in the UAP in reception. That's their libero, Don, and Ara Galang also helps a lot in defense. 1.41 digs per set and 21% of reception. So she's number 1 and number 4 in that department.
After 4 service aces by Fajardo, in this set alone, she commits a service error. And now let's get an update from Janine Choi from the Lasalle side. Janine?
You know, Anton and Ian, Coach Emil actually told me that whenever there's an upcoming Lasalle Ateneo game, not only the players get excited, but he gets excited as well. He added that there's a reason as to why they persevere and work hard in training. Sinabi niyang, syempre kami yung nag-finals last year, kaya dapat masigit pa yung performance namin this season. Coming into the set, the girls were told, nalampasan na natin yung adrenaline, kaya kailangan compose tayo this set. Anton and Ian?
And Coach Ramil is very serious about ending their losing streak against Ateneo because Ateneo has won the last 6 matches against Lasalle here in the UAAP.
Yeah, that's true.
Pero syempre, we have to take note in the finals last year, Ara Galang did not play.
That's true. So it's a different story if you talk about the composition of the teams. No, it's not the same Lasalle team without the MVP, the former MVP Ara Galang. Shout out to Dr. Ed Eseke, who's watching right now.
Tintin Tiamzon, the lone rookie in the starting lineup of Coach Ramil de Jesus. That one touches the line. Another service ace for De La Salle University.
Look at this serve. Tiamzon following the footsteps of Kim Fajardo, who already has 4 service aces. Tiamzon already has 2, I believe, in this match.
10-2 is our tally. That one goes out.
Ano yun, ha? Same area, yung tina-target ni Tiamzon.
And Eliza Valdez is actually in that area. Morado.
That's a good serve from Gia.
Kim D. Popped up by La Victoria. Ekiliana.
Nice
and
one.
Kim Ekiliana doing damage for the Ateneo side.
That one, she split the block, got the point. Maski si Don Macandili hindi na-control yung depensa.
Gia Morado now. She's had 1 service ace so far here in this match. Fajardo. Galang flies in. And Ara Galang goes off speed for the kill.
How many times have we seen Ara Galang face to the right and suddenly give it a gentle nudge to the left? Look at this. Look at that. Look at that, how she avoids the blockers. Off speed to the left. Really, really gives the defenders of Ateneo a hard time.
The former co-MVP in season 75 has been Bea De Leon, bounds it off the block for the point. 11-5 now, our tally. That's the 2-time MVP and 2-time best server. We'll start this rally. Eliza Valdez.
What a serve! Oh, what a save from Ara Galang.
And what a save also by Macandili. Maragino, too strong on that hit. Does not get a touch. That's a point for Lasalle.
Ara Galang, ha? Look at that save. And itong si Maragino, look at that save from Macandili. Look at where Ara Galang is coming from. Look at how she dives to get to the ball with the left hand.
And falling on the left knee that she hurt last season. Ara Galang just started training with the team in October. Fajardo hits it back. 13-5. Kim Fajardo playing a marvelous game today.
Does she feel that she's playing on sand? Is she on the beach? This is the strategy that they have, you know. Sa beach, talagang balik agad yung bola.
Kim D, a sharp serve. Morado, back set to Hekeliana. Fajardo was there.
She asked for it.
She asked for it. She gets it. And she scores it.
Did you see her clap? And ask Don, sa akin mo ibigay, huwag kay Araga lang. Look at this. And Macandili just gave it to Fajardo and she got the point of the spike.
Kim Fajardo with 8 points today, including 4 aces. Maraguinot bounce it off the hands of the blockers, popped up by Macandili. Fajardo to Tiamzon. La Victoria was there. Morado. Valdez goes for a drop ball. Fajardo gets that ball high up into the air. Galang goes cross court. No touch. That's a point for Ateneo.
Good play there for Ateneo, keeping that ball in play. Maraguinot able to get it across. And did you see what Fajardo said to Macandili? Ba't sa kanya po binigay? That's joking.
Kim Fajardo, one more point that she matches a season-high 9 points.
That's another big quick play from the number 1 scorer of De La Salle, tong si Mika Reyes.
Right now, the confidence of the Lasalle players just
you can feel it
at an all-time high. We haven't seen this level of confidence from Lasalle against Ateneo in a while. Morado to Hekeliana. Blockers were there.
Oh, what happened? Again, after that block, no coverage for Ateneo. 16-6, Anton.
10-point lead for De La Salle University here in set number 2. Inyo pong natutunghayan ng sold-out Araneta Coliseum dito sa Quezon City ang venue para sa first round meeting sa Women's Volleyball Tournament Season 78 ng UAAP Ateneo versus Lasalle. Thank you for joining us. Anton Rojas alongside Doc Ian Laurel, and of course we have Janine Choi and Laura Lehman reporting for Lasalle and Ateneo respectively. Doc Ian, ano nangyayari sa Ateneo? Bakit sila hirap sa puntong ito ng laban?
Honestly, look at that. Eliza Valdez should normally get those spikes in, pero ngayon she's having a lot of trouble. And the good question from you, Anton, why? Because they haven't been able to get a good reception. You can see that the serves of Lasalle are so loaded. How many service aces have they scored? Fajardo has 4. Tiamzon has already 2. Yun pa lang, it's a good sign already that they haven't had any good offense because there wasn't any good reception to start the play with.
Ateneo is number 2 in the league when it comes to reception. At marami rin silang nako-commit na errors dito sa laban na to as we see Joanna Maraguinot pounding it off the hands of the blocker and scoring for Ateneo, but they are still down by 10. Hekeliana serving it up. Galang receives that one. Fajardo tosses it up for Tiamzon.
Off the block. Sayang, yung block ng Ateneo was really close. It was tight. Look at how tight this is. Pero yun nga lang, yung angle, yung tama ng bola sa made that ball fly to the outside.
Mika Reyes, 4 service aces this season for her. Morado to Valdez, and the drop ball works for the 2-time MVP, Eliza Valdez.
That was so hard to do for Eliza. She got 3 blockers up with her. Tignan mo, tatlo yan sasabay na yan. But look at what she does. At the last second, drops it in the middle. Hindi na inabutan ni Mika Reyes. Very hard to do, but Eliza Valdez makes it look so easy.
Fajardo, great save by Maraguinot. Regalo para kay Baron.
Another free ball given up by Ateneo, and you've got Baron in the middle. It's gonna end up with a point. Look at that, free ball. Madaya couldn't do anything. Maraguinot on the floor could not do anything.
Baron's eyes lighting up like a kid on Christmas Day, getting that easy point. And that's the 5th service ace of the match for Kim Fajardo. And Kim Fajardo now has 10 points in the match.
Ito, napatawag ng timeout, Coach Ty Bundit. This is his final timeout of the set. They're down by 12. Let's listen in.
Happy. Branding lot, no open. Happy.
Thinking, relax, thinking how to do, Training already.
Let's just do yung normal na ginagawa natin, okay? Walang bago. That, tune up lang to. Asa lang? Hey, ano ba?
Hindi, Armstrong.
Let's put it up and then help each other, okay?
That timeout badly needed by Ateneo. They're down by 12 big points, and you can see that the demeanor of the team hasn't changed. It's still that same mantra of Coach Taibundit, happy and heartstrong. It's still there, but you gotta put something behind it to make it work.
Morado setting it up for a flying Valdez. The drop ball does not work. Second opportunity for Morado. She chooses Madayag, and Madayag is able to score.
Anton, this ploy of Coach Ramil having Baron and Kim D cover Eliza Valdez has worked so far, no? Dalawang players with a lot of length, a lot of height, closing out the lanes that Valdez would normally go through.
You have two 5'11" players and one 5'10" Kim D who just hit the ball. She will hit it again. That one goes out. That's a point for Kim D.
The block of Ateneo again was there, Anton, pero to hit it off the block, to get the block solidly in, kailangan may angulo yung iyong kamay. Look at this. Off the outside arm of Eliza Valdez, that goes out.
Kim D, a former girls volleyball MVP when she was playing for Lasalle and a two-time girls best blocker as well. Valdez, tatlo ang sumabay sa kanya. Galang. Morado to Valdez.
Oh! The MVP finally gets a clean hit in.
Eliza Valdez, tinabanan ng mga blockers at biniyak ang depensa.
Ganda.
Two-time MVP, soaring and scoring for Ateneo.
She splits the block and gets that powerful hit in. Let's see if that can bring some energy to the rest of the Lady Eagles.
She was very vocal in that last huddle. It's a free ball. Giselle Tan has checked in for Ateneo. Macandili guides that ball towards the way of Gala. Giselle Tan was there. Morado,
that's too low.
Deleon.
The set was too low. Bea De Leon signaling, no? Taas mong konti because hindi talaga lalampas ng net yan pag ganyang kababa.
Now Lasalle just 3 points away from going up 2 sets to none. And the only time Ateneo under Coach Taibundit has been down 0-2 was in his very first match in the UAAP against NU, December 1, back in 2013.
Tagal na, no? Tagal na. So this is of course something that is new to them, maging down by 2 sets.
Because remember, Coach Tai did not coach Ateneo in 6 matches during his first season, from January 4 to January 26, when Ateneo went 3 wins and 3 losses in that stretch.
And if you guys ask me how Anton knows this, he's got these small notes. So, believe talaga dito kay Anton pagdating sa dates. He knows them all.
Fajardo, back set for D. Giselle Tan pops it up. Hekeliana, it's a free ball for Lasalle. Macandili to Galang. Maraginot was there. Morado, quick attack for Bea De Leon.
That's a good play. Again, that's the connection between Bea De Leon and Gia Morado. That's what you like to see. Aggressive over at the net.
22-13 in favor of Lasalle. Macandili receives that one. Fajardo, binigay kay Galang. Pinatalbog sa kamay ng mga blockers. Morado, inangat ang bola para kay Valdez.
Look at that.
1-1. Valdez versus Reyes. And Reyes winning in that sequence.
Hindi na iiwas ni Eliza yung palo. She went straight. And Mika Reyes was right there. Look at how she covered that play.
23-13.
They needed that. In Lasalle, there was already a run from Ateneo.
Valdez that time was able to get that ball through.
Valdez this time has redeemed herself after being blocked in the first. Pero malayo-layo na itong hahabulin ng Lady Eagles. But they have to start somewhere. Bea De Leon, who's also known to be a good server. That is in, that is good.
Galang, drop ball, it works for Ana Galang, and Lasalle has arrived at set point here in set number 2.
Again, look at what she does. Leads the defense of Ateneo before actually hitting the ball and spots an open area. Service ace.
The Lasalle University coming out with guns a-blazing. Here at the Araneta Coliseum, it is a green party. Alamin kung makakabangon pa ang two-time defending champion sa aming pagbabalik dito na sa ABS-CBN Sports and Action. Lasalle leading Ateneo 2 sets to none. They took set number 1, 25-22, and dominated Ateneo in set number 2, 25-14. Ito ang mga numero ng set na yun.
Alright, in the stats department, 10-8 in attacks, 5 against no blocks for Ateneo. Service aces, 7-1. Unforced errors, 5-3. Look at these two departments, the blocking and the service aces. Grabe ang pinakitang blocking ng Lasalle, and the service aces, they had 6 already to start off that match. Remember, it was an 8-0 start for De La Salle.
And Ateneo looking to come out here with a lot more energy here in set number 3. Block point courtesy of Bea De Leon. And we welcome you once again to our live and exclusive ABS-CBN sports coverage. Anton Rojas alongside Doc Ian Laurel, and we also have Laura Lima and Janine Choi reporting for Ateneo and Lasalle respectively.
And look at this, yung balasa ni Coach Tai, makikita na natin, is Hekiliana to start off this third set.
Morado with her 7th service ace here in season 78 as Baron gets a quick attack to go. Let's try to find out what's going on the Ateneo side right now. Balikan natin si Laura Lima. Now,
Anton and Ian, the start has been a very rough one for the Ateneo Lady Eagles. The South lead is getting to them, and in turn they're feeling very rattled, which is very much out of their character. We also have to remember that for many of the girls, this is their first Ateneo LaSalle game. Starters like Maddie, Jamie, and Kim were all on the team last year, but they were bench players during the rival matchup. The team is lacking in experience, but more noticeably in confidence. For now, Eliza is trying to pump them up, and she is more vocal than usual in the huddle. Back to you, Anton and Ian.
that's a great point you mentioned, Laura, because mabibigat rin yung mga nawala sa Ateneo. Den Lazaro, Ella De Jesus, Michelle Morente.
Oh yeah. Those were steady players that Ateneo relied heavily upon in winning those 2 championships. Ito, even itong service ni Eliza Valdez, error pa din, ano? So she has to limit those errors.
But on a sharp serve, a decent server also as Maraquinon scores. Great angle on that hit, great elevation for Joanna Maraquinon.
That was what Ateneo was missing, a good reception. Tama, pag maganda yung reception ng Ateneo, they get a good play going, and most likely they're gonna get a point.
Ngayon naman, pumunta tayo sa kabilang panig. Pakinggan natin si Janine Choi ng Lasalle. Janine?
Anton at Ian, nakausap ko ang kapitanang si Kim Fajardo at sinabi niyang alam nilang madami ang manunood. Kaya naman bilang kapitana, importante sa kanya na manatili siyang focus at compose sa loob ng court para kung mangyari man na isa sa kanila ay panghinaan ng loob o ma-intimidate sa crowd, naroon siya para may panghawakan sila. Idinagdag rin ni Kim na pinaghandaan nila ang larong ito, kaya sa set na ito, dapat talaga nahanda sila dahil mag-all out ang kalaban. Balik sa inyo, Anton at Ian.
At mukhang gano'n na nga ang ginagawa ng Ateneo ngayon. They lead Lasalle 5-2. Galang. And Ara Galang elevates higher than the defense for that point.
Avoiding the block, ginawa ni Ara Galang down the line. And you can see Coach Tai Bundit telling the girls, you gotta be more active. You gotta be more active on the floor. He's right there on the sidelines telling the girls na kailangan bumaba kayo, move faster.
Ara Galang with 8 points already in this match. Fajardo back set para kay Kim D. What an approach by Kim D.
Wow, what a set from Fajardo. Credit that point to another free ball given away by Ateneo. Kim D has had 4 or 5 of those strong hits from the opposite side.
Kim D now has 5 points in this match, duplicating her output in limited minutes against Adamson and UE.
Error on the serve for Aragalang. Siyempre, libreng puntos na naman yan for Ateneo. Anton.
Ateneo so far
Nice
committing 14
What a
errors in
serve
this
from
match.
Hekiliana.
Hekiliana getting into the act here for the Ateneo side. Started this set as you mentioned.
Yeah, she could be the surprise package here for Coach Tai.
Dahil nga si Kim D ang naging surprise package ni Coach Ramil De Jesus sa kabilang panig. Mika Reyes. Too much angle on that quick attack, and now Ateneo heading into this technical timeout with a lead. 8-4 ang ating talaan as we see this hit by Mika Reyes go out. Magbabalik po ang UAAP Season 78. 1,536 Lasallians and Ateneans in attendance, and millions more watching around the country and all over the world. Maraming salamat po. And our good friend Coach A.G. Alan Gregorio also watching us all the way from Baguio City para sa Panagbenga weekend. Thank you so much, Coach. And right now, Ateneo leading Lasalle 8-5 as they try to stay alive and keep their record unblemished. Valdez flying in from the back row. Pero napaka-solid talaga ng blocking ng Lasalle. Nakabantay kay Eliza Valdez.
Look at that. This one hits the tape of the net. It doesn't even get over. So si Eliza struggling with her offense here in this match.
Almost another lucky break para kay Kim D. Maraginot. That one straight to the net.
See, if they don't get a good reception, I'm talking about Ateneo here, nahihirapan sila to get the offense, and I'm sure De La Salle has realized this by now, kaya kinakarga nila yung serve. Ateneo should focus more on how to receive these strong serves of De La Salle. Another poor reception. Where's the offense of Ateneo? It's not gonna be there. What they end up with is a free ball, and look at what happens. Good block this time by Amy.
We talked about her flying under the radar. Perhaps it's time for Amy Ahomiro to show up and make her presence felt even more for the Ateneo side.
Good read there by Amy.
Last year's finals MVP. She averaged 8.5 points per match in the finals for Ateneo last year. Fajardo, drop ball. Giselle Dan was there. Back set for Maraginot, who hits it from the back row.
That was a rocket from Maraginot from the back row.
And now the energy, the excitement, the enthusiasm has returned for the Ateneo side.
Look at that. Even too fast for our slow-mo. Ganda ng serve.
Valdez-like was Maraginot on that last hit.
Tiamzon gets called for a net infraction.
Now Coach Ramil De Jesus calls for time.
Tumalong ka palagi, para hindi ka mabantayan, ipasa mo diretsyo, wala. Hindi na umalis yung tao mo. Alam na namin gagawin, diba? Sumunod tayo sa ginagawa natin. Nakawala tayo eh. Press, tapos buka. Press, buka. Ganun lang. Okay, go. Bawasan. Kita natin yan, ha? Dikit na tayo kanina. Pagkaganon tapos, sumalaw mo. Huwag na maglalagay ng mababa.
You know from the tone of Coach Ramil De Jesus' voice, he wants Lasalle to have that killer instinct here in set number 3. Ayaw niya bigyan ng kumpiyansa ang kabilang panig.
Early timeout, down by 4 points. Ayaw na ni Coach Ramil na lumayo pa to.
Tintin Tiamzon, what an experience for her. Her first ever Ateneo Lasalle match, and she gets targeted by Joanna Maraginot.
And enough is enough, sabi ni Coach Ramil. In comes Demicilio.
It's time for some veteran leadership. So magkasama na on the floor sa Sa pagkakataong ito, ang dalawang nag-champion sa beach volleyball, Demesilio and Fajardo. Fajardo goes to her partner, Demesilio. Valdez,
Wow, what a
heroic
dive.
dig
Yes.
right there.
What-
Macandili. Fajardo back to Demesilio, who
Off
breaks
the
down
block.
the wall.
Off the block. Demesilio instant offense coming in and look at that. Hitting it off the block, single block by Gio Morado. Demesilio gets the point.
8 serving 12. La Victoria could not receive that one properly as Mika Reyes tallies a service ace.
This stat, itong service ace ng Lasalle, this is really what gave them the separation in the first set. In the second set, I should say. Itong third set na to, Ateneo ang lamang.
Mika Reyes now with 8 points in this match. Maraguinot flies in from the back row for the kill.
What an attack from the back row. Maraguinot has now become the #1 option in offense, Anton, for Ateneo.
She's got 8 points in the match. Valdez has 9. So Maraguinot tinutulungan ang kapitana as Ahomiro
Yeah.
sends that one long.
Service errors, marami-rami na to for these two teams. Ateneo with 8 and De La Salle with 9 after that service error.
Morado goes to Valdez and
That was
scores
a good play.
off a combination play. Eliza Valdez.
Eliza outsmarting the defense of Lasalle.
At meron na siyang 10 puntos dito sa ating laro. The leading score in this match. Fajardo back set to a running Baron.
That's right. That was a good set. Hiningi talaga ni Baron, and up against Gekiliana, she will have the advantage. That ball hit the antenna, Anton, after it hit Gekiliana, so that's an automatic call in favor of De La Salle.
Kim Fajardo with 10 points in this match. She could end up with a career high in terms of points. Fajardo setting it up for Galang. Linabanan ng dalawang blockers. Regalo para kay Majoy Baron. Another point for Lasalle.
And we talked about this, Anton, the aggressiveness at the net of the De La Salle players today. Look at that. That exemplifies it. Ano? Wala sa posisyon pero nakita niya may butas sa dulo. Attacked it right away.
And what about Aragalang? Just playing her game, not thinking
Yeah.
about her health. She's looking like the old Aragalang as Maraguinot sends that one straight to the net.
She's had a couple of points from the back row, but this one, unfortunately, it's the take.
Now Coach Tai calls for time.
Hey, half long happy.
So let's get one.
It is confident, one confident can do. Happy, we have fun.
Yeah, one more. Okay, let's get one. Five.
By position 1, back row attack, position 1.
Okay, let's get one.
Sir March Ventosa, head of ABS-CBN Narrowcast, and of course, Boss Kenty from Sales, ABS-CBN. (14-13) now. And another service ace, number 6 for Kim Fajardo.
And don't look now, Anton, after being down by 4 points, De La Salle has tied it, courtesy of these serves we're seeing from Kim Fajardo.
And this is also a career high now for Kim Fajardo. 12 points in the match, a career high in points
Wow,
for
7
Kim Fajardo.
service aces, Anton, for Kim Fajardo. For a grand total of, later we're gonna find out.
This is already her career high.
Yeah.
Pagdating sa puntos, 12 puntos mula kay Kim Fajardo. Lamang na ang Lasalle, 15-14, but Hekeliana breaks down the wall.
Nice. Hekeliana, very, very effective hitting it off the block. Alyssa, now in the back row to serve. To Galang. Free ball. Ooh, too easy from Maraginot.
Fajardo setting it up for Galang. What a hit from Ara Galang. How did she do that?
Wow! That's a highlight play right there. Backhand with a spin. Grabe yun.
Magbabalik po ang UAAP Season 78. Panoorin natin itong huling sequence na ito. Fajardo tossing it up for Ara Galang.
You see how much control she had on that ball kahit na nakapilipit na yung kamay niya. So that was a highlight play right there from Ara Galang.
16-15, Lasalle up by 1. Domicilio was there. Fajardo, quick attack for Mika Reyes, who finds the corner.
She's seeing all those open spots right now. Lahat ng pinapalo ni Mika Reyes lands on the money. Look at that, late ang blockers, and look at where she lands it. Very empty. Yung floor defense ng Ateneo has to cover up those gaps on the block.
Valdez flies in from the back row, hits the line. That's a point for Ateneo.
She has to really produce a lot more of those hits, Anton, for Ateneo.
It's time
Look
for
at that.
Valdez
What form.
to
Look at
put
that.
on her cape and try to rescue the Lady Eagles here. But a service error once again.
Service errors for Ateneo could be an all-time high again, ano? Itong 8 service errors already from Ateneo. Grabe.
And a service is from Ara Galang.
And can you see the emotion of Coach Ramil on the sides, Anton? And you didn't see this from him in the past years. Now he's showing emotion, and every time that there's a good play, he gets the team going by showing those extra emotions to pump up the team.
Ara Galang in MVP form right now. Blockers were there. La Victoria sends that ball towards the way of Maraginot. Fajardo for Kim D. Drop ball. Ahornado keeps it alive. Free ball for Lasalle. Fajardo back set. D. Could not find the corner.
That was a miscommunication from D and Fajardo.
Ateneo trying to hang on. They're riding on a 24-match winning streak. Combination play! And Coach Ramil's secret weapon, Kim D, coming alive today for De La Salle University. The surprise starter, her first start for season 78.
Wow, look at that combination for Kim D. Nalito yung blockers ng Ateneo. Amy. Oh, defended.
Domicilio, backed up by Valdez. Morado to Maraginot, but she gets room.
Wow. They can't get anything across right now, and mababa yung set ni Gia eh. Kaya hindi nakakaroon ng area to work with itong si Maraginot.
Three-time UAAP champion, two-time MVP, and season 75 best blocker. Enjoying the moment right now as Lasalle leads 21-17.
Well, Abby Maranyo, alam natin, ano? Gusto maglarong ganyan.
Valdez, drop ball, popped up by Demesilio. Fajardo took Galang from the back row. Maraginot keeps it alive. Valdez. Galang was there. Demesilio. And Sid Demesilio coming in here in set number 3 and giving Lasalle a 22-17 advantage. This is only Sid Demesilio's 3rd appearance here in season 78.
Outside. Wow.
And Coach Tai cannot believe it.
That was an open attack for Marigonod, but she missed on that opportunity.
Coach Tai Bundit in danger of losing for the 3rd time in his UAAP coaching career. Kim D. What a performance from her today.
Wow. Eh kung kakampi pa nila yung net, bawat gulong ng bola, and it's now match point. Look at that. That was so deep already into the net, but still managed to get the lucky roll.
That one sails out. Buhay pa ang Ateneo. Ateneo has not lost since March 8, 2014.
And this is crucial right here. This rotation, Ateneo has an advantage having Eliza Valdez in the middle. Outside!
And Lasalle
Outside!
ends its losing streak against Ateneo. De La Salle University dealing Ateneo its first defeat since March 8, 2014.
And the green side of the Araneta just erupting over this 3-set win.
And the 24-match win streak of Ateneo is history.
Yeah.
De La Salle University beats Ateneo for the first time here in season 78 and for the first time after 6 straight losses.
And I was just saying, Anton, napaka-crucial nung last serve na yun ni Marigonot, but we didn't think that it was gonna go out, but that's how it ended. 3-set win for De La Salle.
And a great read by Kim D, who was the surprise starter for Coach Ramil De Jesus here in this match. De La Salle University wins it in straight sets, 25-22, 25-14, and 25-18. We'll be back to put the finishing touches on this win by the De La Salle University Lady Spikers. The first match in season 7-8 of the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament ends with Lasalle beating the 2-time defending champions in straight sets, and great show of sportsmanship right there between the 2 former teammates who played under Coach Kung Fu in UST, Eliza Valdez and Kim Fajardo. A lot of respect being shown by both captains and competitors, but only one could win today, and it was the team of Kim Fajardo. But the Ateneo Lady Eagles, they're still number 1 in the team standings right now with a 6-1 win-loss record. This is also their final game of the first round of eliminations. Lasalle still has one more against UST on Wednesday.
That's right. Of course, itong ating best player of the game, having 13 points, 5 from attacks, 1 block, and 7 ace. Nadagdagan pa yan. She's not an attacker, she's a setter. That's why she gets 16 excellent sets. I'm talking about Kim Fajardo, who's with Janine Choi.
That's right, Anton and Ian. A very, very happy Kim Fajardo is here with me now. So Kim, na-sweep nyo with just 3 sets yung game nyo today. In-expect nyo ba yun mangyari?
Siyempre, hindi naman namin alam na gano'n yung mangyari. Pero siyempre, binigay namin yung all-out. Nag-all out kami dun sa game. So, parang sa amin, yun na yung meron kami ilabas sa game na to kasi pinaganda namin.
So your last game for the first round is against UST. Ganito rin ba yung nakikita namin from you guys?
Let's see. Pero same lang, same intensity, same yung gagawin namin. Mag-all out kami sa kahit na anong game.
At dahil ikaw na naman ang player of the game, sino ang gusto mong batiin?
Hello sa family ko. Hi, Mami, Daddy, Bernie, Ate Rosan. Our Tao family, hello. Hi, Julia, Ibang, and sa family ko, hello.
There you have it, our team captain and our player of the game, Kim Fajardo. Back to you guys.
And perhaps her best performance in her UAAP career, her highest point total ever, 13 points for Kim Fajardo. Back with more when we return. Keep it right here on ABS-CBN Sports and Action. Mga kapamilya, nakarating na po tayo sa dulo ng ating coverage. Ang unang pagharap ng Ateneo at Lasalle dito sa first round of eliminations sa women's volleyball tournament ng season 78 ng UAAP. And after this straight set victory, balikan natin ang team standings. Doc Ian, let's update everybody as we have just ended the 12th match day here in season 78 of the volleyball tournament.
Alam mo, ito yung matagal na inaabangan na ng fans tong araw na to here at the Smart Araneta, and 6-1, yan ang team standings natin. Nasa taas pa rin ng Ateneo because they have completed their mission in the first round. After this loss, they're 6-1. Itong De La Salle will still have another game on Wednesday. That's against UST. If they win, they tie Ateneo in number 1. Pero kung matatalo sila, syempre babagsak sila. The rest, itong mga susunod. NU Lady Bulldogs, FEU Lady Tamaraws come in 4th. Adamson Lady Falcons, UP Lady Maroons 2, USC Tigers 2 and 3.